Today I think my Wisdom Wednesday comes out on Wednesdays, and I believe that today's was all about, correct me if I'm wrong, but I think it's all that life needs to be enjoyed and not endured. And that's my message this morning as well. Don't just get through life. Good golly, do what you need to enjoy it, even if it's something really small. Just a little small thing that brings a smile to your day, to your face, joy to your world. It could be a call with a friend. It could be a hot shower at night. It doesn't need to be anything big, but make yourself happy, joyful, content today. I am so stinking excited because my bathroom is coming along. They installed the countertops today. I'm so excited. It's coming together. It's gonna so amaze balls. And yes, I think the contractors are very surprised by my reaction. Because each time a contractor comes and does what they need to do, whether it's tile or cabinets or countertops, I just get so excited because I've been waiting 12 years for this. 12 years. And it's so long overdue. The bathroom wasn't functionable. I mean, yeah, you could take a shower and you could wash your hands and go to the bathroom, but the shower was so stinking small that I almost hit my elbow every time because of the shelf that was in there. It was really small and cramped. We had this big garden tub that we never ever, Duncan used it to sleep in more than we used it to bathe in. And now it's all gone. Something that I would encourage you to do is ask questions and not just accept things that don't sit well with you. So let me explain. When the glass measure guy came out to measure, I said, can you tell me where the supports are going to be? And he said, there's going to be one here at the wall. I was like, and that's it? And he goes, and that's it. I was like, oh my gosh, it's going to be frameless. It's going to look amazeballs. And then when I got the email from the office, it said, due to the size of the glass, we advise you to do a metal rim all the way around the top of it. Well, my fixtures are black, so now I have this black rim around the top of my shower, and my tile is light, so it literally sticks out, like hits you in the face when you look at it. It's like, I don't want that. I said, what are my other options? And they said, well, I said, the guy that measured said that I wouldn't need any of that. And they said, well, if you don't, it will flex. Now, it's not a safety issue. You're not going to need to worry, but some people don't like it to flex. It makes them nervous. I was like, flex? What do you mean flex? So they're going to send me a video what they mean. I said, well, what else can we do? I don't like the black thing. What else can we do? And they said, well, we can put a small, like 6-inch piece of glass right at the wall so that the door moves over. And then the next piece of glass isn't as big. So many people would have accepted the fact that they needed to have a support, a thing at the top. This morning, the guys came to install the counter over by where my laundry bins are going to be on top of this cabinet. And the walls, it's a very, it comes up and all the way to the walls is the cabinet and the countertop. And the walls are not exactly straight. So the distance at the back where it meets the wall was a quarter of an inch skinnier than where it was at the front of the cabinet, which would be no big deal, right? Except because the cabinet fit in there, then certainly the countertop will. Well, the problem is that I've got a window over here with a frame and it sticks out. And then I've got a half wall over here with a topper piece. And so it restricted it even more. And to make matters worse, to walk in, it was too skinny by 1/8 of an inch. So they're like, it won't work. I was like, what do you mean it won't work? He goes, it won't work. The entry is, it's measured exact, but the enter where we want to come with the piece is 1/8 of an inch too narrow. So the piece won't move. And we attempted to move it in like this and set it down, but that won't work either because of the overhangs. He said, we can cut a hole in your wall and you could slide it in and then lay it down, but you'll have a hole in your wall. I was like, well, that's not an option, right? That's not an option. And we thought, and I was like, 1/8 of an inch? Can you not just notch the wall? He goes, I can't notch the wall because there's metal there. I was like, I'm 100% sure there's not metal there. But okay, so what else can we do? You know what? They eventually got it in without cutting my wall, without damaging my windowsill. Now, they damaged the shit out of the wall, but that can be puttied up and fixed. No holes, just scratches, and it's all good. He did say that he could also cut it, but then there'd be, a wider caulk line. That was our second option, if he couldn't get it to fit. But asking the questions, brainstorming with them, pushing them to think outside the box and not just give up in order to have it the way you want it. There's got to be a way. There just has to be. Now, yeah, he scratched the shit out of the wall. That's fixable. A lot easier than having a hole that I can't patch, or wanting me to remove the topper on the half wall, or those things weren't possible because I don't have the people here to do that. But we eventually found a solution. And so I just want that to be incentive and be motivation to you, that when you're confronted with an issue or a problem or something, did it disconnect? I got a call. If something is not going the way you thought, or a problem arises, situation you weren't planning, definitely consult people. We were talking about hooks to hang a towel. And some of the hooks for the shower, because we're going to drill a hole in the glass and have a hook. And some of the hooks are one-sided for outside the shower, and some are two-sided. And John said, let's do the two-sided ones. I said, why? He goes, well, then let's not do the two-sided ones. I was like, why? Why would you want to do the two-sided ones? What would you put on the inside of a shower that you would need a hook over by the wall? And he says, I don't know, but it would be nice to have an option if we wanted it. And I was like, really? But would it? I asked my contractor, hey, why would we need a hook on the inside of the shower? Besides a loofah, right? Or a washcloth, why else would we need it? He goes, a squeegee to do the glass. That's really smart to have it hang right there. Because I can only think of so many things. But when you ask more people, you get more ideas. There's many ways to get something done, not just one. The one that they're proposing doesn't work for you, push them to find another and another until you find one that works for you. It's amazing. I didn't have to compromise. Now, that's not necessarily true. There were decisions that needed to be made, like the niche. I told you about the niche. You must have heard me complain a million times about this shower. But we wanted a 3-foot long niche, beautiful focal point, but there's a pipe coming from downstairs that can't be moved. And so now my niche could either be off-centered and 3 feet or 2 feet. So I opted for 2 feet. So I have had to compromise. And because of that, we're going to probably have some products on the bench. A little bit of a compromise. At least I have the niche, right? With all the options and all the solutions, I decided that the one that worked best for me. But I didn't just throw my hands up and be like, I actually talked to the plumber, I talked to the contractor, talked to a lot of people. The tile guy, talked to a lot of people. Can we move the pipe? Can we tilt the pipe? No. So the pipe stays. So now I needed to make a decision. I could go vertical, make a big one that way, and then do shelves. I didn't really want to do that because it's a long shower, not a skinny shower. So I made the decision. Compromise. It looks amazing. Not what I initially wanted, but it still looks great. Something that I didn't share with you is something that I hear a lot, especially at this point in my life, from people who are also at this point in their lives. And you're like, what point is that, Amy? Well, when your kids leave the home and you're approaching or in retirement, you may start to revisit some of those goals and dreams and desires that you had earlier in life, the ones you never did. And whether that's, I met a woman who's going to law school. She's going to go to law school for AI. I'm like, what are you going to do with that? She goes, I don't have a freaking idea. I have no idea. Maybe be a really, really awesome volunteer somewhere. Cheers. Cheers to that. If you always wanted to be a lawyer, but not practice, or be able to do pro bono, you know, reinvent yourself. Do it. Because here's something that I do know. It's never too late. It's just not. You are your biggest obstacle. I am my biggest obstacle. You know, she was a massage therapist, and then she had an issue with her hands. And so she decided to, I forget what she ended up doing. She did something before massage therapy. Then she did massage therapy. And now she's in law school at a very prestigious law school, William and Mary. And I'm like, but you live here. It's online. You don't have to live down there. It's online. All of it. It's online. So that overcomes that obstacle. There are actually law schools that have scholarships that you can apply for. There are so many ways to get it done and to fulfill your dream. If your dream is like you've never gone to college and your dream was to always get a degree in something. I know, I have a friend whose grandmother in her 70s went to college for geriatric studies and got, I think she ended up not only with a degree, but a master's. I'll have to ask my friend Tony. Tony, if you see this, let me know. Because I remember I met his grandma. She was amazing. She's no longer here with us, but she was so inspirational. Just because you're 70 doesn't mean you can't learn something new. She could, you know, she learned. She got her degree. You can write a book in your 70s. You can write a book in your 60s. You can climb Kilimanjaro. Now, it might take you a little longer if you're, you know, if you've got health issues. And I understand you saying, you know, Aim, if I have health issues, I might not be able to do that. Maybe. You don't know unless you start looking. Maybe there's a way that you can, I don't know, ride a donkey up there. Maybe there's a way that, I don't know, someone would be willing to put you on their back. I have no idea. But you don't know if you don't ask. You are telling yourself you can't do it. Nobody else is telling you that. Do you want to have a baby in your 60s? God bless you, my friend. You might not be able to physically do it because your eggs are all dried up, but you could adopt, you could foster, you could, maybe you just want to do the baby stage. Like you always just love the little baby. Like you don't like them once they can walk and talk, but you love that little baby stage. Be a baby nurse. There's many people who will hire you to be a 24/7 baby nurse for 8 weeks. Get your fill and get out. Think outside the box. You wanna travel the world, but you don't have a budget for that? House sit. House sit. They pay you to come to their house. You use that money for the flight. You stay there for a week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks. Take care of their house, water their plants, bring in the mail. Do it when you want. Come home and don't do it when you don't want. There's so many things out there that will allow you to achieve your dreams that are outside the box that you don't have to pay $1 million for. Get creative. Be open to options. You're not too old. You're not too young. You're not too tall. You're not too short. You're not too fat. You're not too skinny. You haven't missed the boat. It's not too late. It's not too early. Just set your mind to it and watch how opportunities present themselves. You might say, Aim, this sounds really great, but whatever follows the word but, that's your limiting belief. That's really great, but my situation won't allow me to do that. That's your limiting belief. I will tell you, I wrote a book. I wrote a patent. I'm not a lawyer. I wrote a patent for a product on my own, getting up before my kids, going to the patent office during my lunch hour. If you want it, you make the time for it. Whether that's a relationship or a book or a patent or a product or whatever it is. I didn't have the money for a lawyer. Didn't. So I did it myself. Don't underestimate you. You are amazing. You are resourceful. You are incredibly intelligent. And if you have an idea and a desire, it's up to you to make it happen. I wish I was wearing my Make It Happen sweatshirt today. That would have been the perfect tie-in. Oh well, next time. So, let me know in a comment below. What's something that you have always dreamed of doing? Do you want to make movies? Do you want to? I did a TV show with no money out of my pocket. Zero. Didn't know any directors, producers, or camera people. Zero. If you want to see it, it's on my YouTube channel. Go check it out. It's all about stretching your dollar and living your life for less. It can be done. Get out of your own way. Get out of your own head. And stop saying no and instead say how. It's incredible how the mind works. Get it to work for us, not against us. I'm going to tell you again, it's not too late. You're not too old. You're not too young. It's not too soon. You're not too tall or too short. It's the right time. If that thing is still pestering you in the back of your head, do it. Do it. Let me know what it is, and I'll be here to encourage you every step of the way. And if I can help in any way, I'm happy to do that as well. So let me know, what is it that you dream of, that you yearn for, that you have an idea about, that you have a desire for? Maybe it is to go back to school or to go to school in the first place. Stop talking yourself out of things and instead talk yourself into it. And I will talk to you tomorrow. Make it the most magnificent day ever. See ya.